I would like to help set the stage here just just for a moment. Imagine, if you will, 100,000 people entering the country illegally and stopped on our border just in the first 2 weeks of March this year. But because of Title 42, which allows the Border Patrol agents to immediately turn people away because of communicable diseases, that's the term used in Title 42, they sent 50,000 of them back away. But you don't have to imagine it, because that's true. That's exactly what happened. And if you extrapolate that out, because you can, just looking at from January, February, March of this year, they turned away over 250,000 people under Title 42. Now, when Title 42 goes away on May 23rd, because that's exactly what this administration wants, you will double the amount of people who are coming in through through the apprehension route. So that means we had another record month in March. Those numbers just out. That means that you're going to be sitting on about 300,000 to 400,000 apprehensions that you're going to be releasing right into the United States of America. And what does that do? Everybody in here knows this, because you've been down to the border. I've been down to the border with you. The cartels are in it to make money. And as they see this opening up, more and more people getting freed into the United States, caught and released, what they will do, and what they're already doing, by the way, is they will advertise. The NGOs that we help fund, that the United Nations funds, will advertise. It will be chaos. Chaos on the border, and my prediction is somewhere around 400,000 to 500,000 people a month coming in. But it actually could be more. A lot of people are talking about the ceiling now being 18,000 people a day when that goes away. I don't think it's going to be 18,000. I think it'll exceed 20,000. If it exceeds 20,000, that's 600,000 a month coming in. That's bigger than the city of Mesa in Arizona, which is Arizona's second largest city. And you know what that means? The last half of this year, the last half of the year alone, you're going to be sitting at, as you said, 4.5 to 5 million people brought into this country illegally. And that's not counting the getaways. And the getaways last year were at least 800,000. It's enormous. It's dangerous. It's inhumane. I haven't even touched on the inhumanity of it. We're just talking up here. We're not getting granular. We're just talking about the overrunning of America, our culture and our sovereignty. We won't have much of a nation after this is done. And you say to yourself, is this incompetence? The answer is no. This is willful. This is willful. And this is what they want.
Mr. Biggs, do you believe that the cartel have been emboldened during Biden's first year as President of the United States?
Absolutely, 100%. And you know how we know they've been emboldened? Because it used to be they would have the coyotes take the people up and locate them in the U.S. They don't do that anymore. The coyotes take them up, they put them on the border and say, we don't have to go in with you.
Wow.
Go in. Go in with your cell phone. Oh, by the way, Biden administration says now they're going to give away a cell phone to every illegal alien crossing the border. Yes. But they'll just come across. I've seen it. You've all seen it. They're walking across. They're FaceTiming their friends back home. Yeah, I made it in. They're dressed nice. They're dressed clean. The cartels are emboldened, not just at the southern border any longer. This is spilling over into the country. And we're seeing violence along the border because of it. And you're seeing cartel membership all over. If there's drugs being distributed anywhere in the United States, you've got cartels there.
And what about these illegal aliens who are coming through with the help of the cartel? What do they owe the cartel for getting into the United States?
The average price right now is $4,000 to $7,000. Unless you're from China, and then it's $35,000. Very few of these people have that to pay. Guess what happens? They either they can work it off by delivering illicit drugs, helping to smuggle human beings, including sex trafficking, or they come in, they get a job, and they are indentured servants. They're effectively slaves to the cartel, and they'll never work it off because the cartels are taskmasters at this. They know exactly how to keep these folks under their thumb.
Yeah, so Mr. Biggs, you also chair the Border Security Caucus, and you recently brought in Secretary Mayorkas. Thank you for bringing him here to the Hill so we could ask some questions. But now he was talking about Title 42 being a CDC issue, and that's not really his issue to enforce. That's not his policy to enforce. What is a policy that he could enforce that would effectively secure our border?
He could enforce the MPP, the migrant protocols. And what he could do is, that's the Remain in Mexico policy. Instead of enforcing that at 9 people a day, that's the number we heard earlier this week, 9 people a day, you could actually enforce it the way it was intended to be enforced, and that would be thousands a day because we have thousands of folks coming in. That would be another deterrent. That's just one of the things that he could do. He could actually go in and encourage us to fix the Flores law or the TVPRA laws. All of those things would be deterrents, but instead, he's opened it wide open. He's taken away any deterrent. Instead, he is basically encouraging people to come into this country illegally.
Thank you. Now, one final question for you here. You're a businessman. We may have 7 million undocumented workers in our country by November. What does that mean for our economy?
Well, first of all, the underground economy right now for people is, my estimate is about 25 to 27 million illegal aliens in the country. You're going to bring in another 7 million, so you're going to have an underground economy. Those people who are not skilled laborers are going to have a tough time getting jobs. A lot of these folks are going to go on social welfare programs, even though they're not supposed to be allowed to. They will get on social welfare programs. We're already we're on the verge of stagflation right now. High inflation and a shrinking GDP. As that happens, and you bring in that many people undocumented, you're going to actually exacerbate both those problems, and we may see the likes of something we haven't seen, might even exceed what happened under Jimmy Carter, who was probably the most unfortunate and incompetent president in my lifetime.
So we have